Right, make sure it's wet. And earlier I put moisture on it, which was this butter here, Nubian Citrus Punch conditioning butter. You can also, we've got a range on our website, www.thehouseofshaya.com, and we have a range of butters, oils, body scrubs, lip balms. And we've got liquid soap coming soon. So there's all sorts of natural plant-based products on there that you can use on your braids, twists, your afros, your locks, all sorts of things. So I'm just going to add some more moisture. Now, we don't use a product to hold the locks together. We use the product to give it moisture, basically, because locks tend to be dry. We don't use a product to hold it together because it can build up, and it's not what we want to do. So I am going to do mine twisted downwards, so hopefully you can see that over there. I'm not using a comb, I'm just separating with my finger, and I'm going to make sure it's clockwise. So to do that, I'm having my left hand high, my right hand low. I'm on the left side of my face and I'm pushing up, and that then twists the roots like that and tightens it right up. Okay, that is the clockwise direction I was talking about. Now you can do them as tight or as loose as you want. Don't do it too tight because that can cause traction, which I do have in these areas from having my hair up. So at the moment I don't bother twisting it going back. I'm twisting it going down so I don't put pressure on it. So we use the clip to hold it in position. That's all it's for whilst it's wet, because it can slip, it can loosen a little bit, which is fine if you want it to loosen, but we actually want it all to stay in one place. So now this actually doesn't need to take long. If you're like me and you've done all sorts of things throughout the day instead of just concentrating on your hair, then it does take long. It takes like all day. But you can do it as quickly as you want to. So we're clockwise. Okay. Second. Now when you're doing your retwist, you should really have a retwist between every 4 to 6 weeks. You can stretch it out to 8 weeks. That's a bit too long, and please make sure you don't have your hair in tight updos or pull it up tight. That's what causes damage. That's what I've done to myself, actually, pulling my hair up tight. It's not from retwist before anybody says it. Retwist pulls your hair. No, I don't do mine. Actually, I do mine, I would say every 3 to 4 weeks, to be honest. Sometimes I just wash it, leave it a week, and then retwist the whole thing. Or sometimes I've retwisted just around the periphery, around the edges, to create a facade. So it looks like it's done, all done, but it's actually not. So let me just tell you again. So we take the section and twist it in a clockwise direction. It's not too tight on the root. There we go. Not too tight on the root. If it starts to dry, grab your water bottle and just keep it nice and moist, because we need it to be dry so we can go from in this position from wet to dry. It will stay like this. It's not the product that keeps it. So petroleum, beeswax, waxes of all kinds, gels, strong gels, things like that to hold it together, it's not needed. Doing your hair like this should last near enough 2 months if you keep it covered. And it also depends on your lifestyle, because if you go into the gym a lot and you're sweating, or you're quite a sporty person, a retwist might not be for you. You might actually be better off with it being interlocked, which is with the latch hook. I've got a video somewhere, I think, on interlocking. I'll have a look, find it, and put a link to it in the description. Yeah, so you can see. If there isn't one, I'll do one on interlocking. But yeah, if you are quite active, I would say don't bother with palm roll. Interlock it. But interlocking on your own hair can be a little bit tricky. Some people do it with ease, some people struggle with it, and you can end up creating knots. Do you know what I mean? And hoops and holes if you're not careful. There is a technique, and you need to be consistent with how you're doing your interlocking, so you don't create either a lock that looks like a chain or a Y lock where it's split at the bottom like this. I've seen some horrific outcomes with people who's done interlocking and don't have a clue what they're doing and mess up the hair completely. We've had to undo so many, and luckily we've been able to undo them. I don't think there's been any that I haven't managed to undo. It's actually quite easy to comb interlocking out, to be honest. It's a bit easier than when you palm roll. When it's been palm rolled, it locks a lot tighter eventually with the palm roll. So we're nearly there. Woo! Last section. Let's give it some more water. So as you can see, I haven't used a comb, but I do have my hair done quite regular, so it's not too hard to find the sections. If it's been a while since you've done your hair and you don't know where your sections are, you might need to find someone to help you to put your partings in. But you know, you might well be able to part it yourself. I sometimes part, but not really. No, actually, I'm about to lie. I don't part my own. If my daughter or Shadell, who's one of our staff team, if one of those two do it, they will use the comb and put all the partings in place for me, make it all nice and neat. But that's not really something I do on my own hair. Right, so once we've done all this, what we're going to do is put some more moisture on the ends. So mine's dry, but imagine it wasn't. Yeah, imagine it was wet. You're going to want to put extra moisture on it to protect it under the dryer. Living in cold climates means that we have to use things like dryers. To be fair, my heating is on because we wanted it to be a certain temperature in here to run where Corona. I said it, I meant to say Big C. So it's quite warm, so my hair has dried. But it has been all day, so it's to be expected. But usually it's under the dryer, and when you get under the dryer, you just want to put a bit of moisture on it so it doesn't dry out too much, because remember, locks tend to be what? Dry. Yes, they do. So imagine I measured my locks today before retwisting. 2 left. Oh, look, that my arms almost stretch out completely with the length of my hair. But I measured my hair and it is now 27 inches long. I would have never in a million years believed I'd be measuring almost 30-inch long hair on my own head. Woo! I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All I need to do is grow back this hairline. See, we always go through these, but there's always something thinning hair and all sorts, but I do have some new products that can help with that. Woo! There we go. Oh no, it's not even clipped in. Let's get another clip. These are called double prong, excuse the big C caused nails regrowth. Double prong clips, they're just there to help hold it in position, okay, so it doesn't come out under the dryer, all that twisting and then it all loosens. It just wouldn't be worth it. So we use these clips to keep the hair out of the way. You would have seen me earlier, I use these clips just to clip it. You can get a hair bubble, put it on the top, put your hair on the top so it's out of the way, and keep it out of the way basically. We're going to use some butter right now to moisturize the ends. Just melt it in your hands basically and disperse it throughout, okay, all the way through. And what this does is really softens it down as well. Really softens it down. It's lovely. But if you use too much and you're too heavy handed with this, you can create build up. That's not what we want, okay? We don't want build up. Okay, so now, it's time for the dryer. I'm going to jump in the dryer, sit under there for about 30 minutes. It's near enough dried. Once it's done, I'll be back.